What's up, everyone? It's Gigi's Sober Son here on Choctawhatchee Bay. April 18th from the 24 Hours a Day book. As I look back over my drinking career, have I learned that you take out of life what you put into it? When I put drinking into my life, did I take out a lot of bad things? Hospitals with the DTs, delirium tremens, jails for drunken driving, loss of job, loss of home and family. When I put drinking into my life, was almost everything I took out bad? Well, I got off the descending elevator, as they call it, fairly early in life. So I had a lot of yets. Bad things that didn't happen as a result of my drinking. And I call them yets because they haven't happened yet. But personally, I don't want the agains, the blackouts, and the being asked that question, do you know what you did last night? Which still gives me the shivers whenever I think about it. But I don't know that definitely, for the most part, yeah, it's what I'm looking at, I'm looking with. So if I'm looking at the world with fearful eyes and expecting terrible things to happen, then that is often what I find. And I think a lot of, not to get too deep into it, but I think a lot of, the the current 24-hour news cycle and so on and so forth is really feeds upon that type of negativity and whatnot. And so it's important for me to make an effort to remain positive and continue to because continue to look up, aim up, and rise up. And that's why I say that at the end of each of these videos, just as a reminder, if only me, that it's important to, as it says in the book of Philippians, to whatever is holy and whatever is pure, meditate on these things. It has a whole list of things to think about. So we have to obviously avoid alcohol a day at a time so that we don't drag ourselves back into the negative stinking thinking that developed when we were drinking. And alcohol is a depressant. Even though we get a sense of ease and comfort after taking a few drinks, it is a depressant. And I think the depressant effects take more than a couple of drinks to kick in. But it gives a general overall feeling of negativity and feeds a lot of bad behavior even when we're not drinking. Meditation for the day. I should strive for a friendliness and helpfulness that will affect all who come near to me. I should try to see something to love in them. I should welcome them, bestow little courtesies and understandings on them, and help them if they ask for help. I must send no one away without a word of cheer, a feeling that I really care about them. God may have put the impulse in some despairing one's mind to come to me, I must not fail God by repulsing that person. They may not want to communicate with me unless they are sure of a warm welcome. Now, the guy who I always thought was the best at doing that was the guy who took me to my first AA meeting in high school. He had a way of taking somebody's, what I found super annoying about somebody, and I might complain to him about so-and-so, and he was like, oh, that guy, oh, he's great. And he would take the very same thing that I thought was annoying and make it seem like that's what makes him so cool, or like he would make out like he's not just an annoying jerk at school kind of thing. He made him out like he was a movie character or something like that. And then I could like almost see the guy through his eyes, and and that's a rare trait, you know what I mean? And I could somehow slightly see the guy with compassion and admiration even, because I loved movies, and to be able to see him as a movie character was very helpful. I pray that I may warmly welcome all who come to me for help. I pray that I may make them feel that I really care. Well, I gotta really care to make them feel like I really care. And if anything, sometimes I err on the side of I can't break away from conversations because I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings and stuff like that. But it is what it is, You take the bad with the good. And I heard the other day that like people with ADD typically are way more compassionate, way more able to feel empathy for others, and will go to bat for them, things like that. And when I look back, I do see that in my life, sometimes to my detriment, but oftentimes, anyway, it's easier for us to connect. And I saw this on Sunday, and at the risk of sounding overly pious, I'm a stand-in for our prayer corner at church, and I had a couple of guys come up for the first time since I've volunteered to stand in. They were having a shortage of men to pray for people on Sunday mornings, and so I reluctantly volunteered, and I was super blessed by just people that are willing to come up, and obviously if you're aloof and just kind of like, yeah, I want to get to lunch kind of thing, they're going to feel that. So it takes a lot of almost hyper focus to listen to their names. And yes, I still remember their names, and that to me is a God thing. This is definitely God intervening on my behalf, because a lot of times I'm looking at a person and I'm assessing them, I guess, rather than trying to remember their name. So anyway, I was really blessed by it and got emotional as well. And oddly enough, one of them was an addict and is dealing with addiction and depression. And I really wish I would have got his number though. But that's what it's all about. It's a live and love and learn and growing program, y'all. Look up, aim up, rise up. Love you.